Ephesus. The part we are exploring today is the upper political center, the first part. And the first ruins we're looking at are the ruins of the Roman baths as a two-story building like this. The Roman baths had the frescoes on the walls and mosaics on the walls. And the Roman baths were one of the city baths in the city of Ephesus. And usually, in addition to hygiene purposes, they gave a lot of importance to socializing around these baths. And it's an example for that. They heated the water by timber. The water was brought from the river. With the help of the aqueducts, it was distributed to different parts of the city, and the terracotta pipes helped with that as well. And the city of Ephesus had different types of construction. Why? Because the earthquakes, as they destroyed the cities, they reconstructed by either recycling or by having the new style. Every period of time had its own characteristics. So we are going to see varieties of styles in Ephesus. I'll be pointing out to you. Now, getting into the political center, we are going to see the city council chamber, the town hall, and also the agora districts together. So let's now start our walk. Now we have this huge area around this part. On the left-hand side, you can see the steps of the Hellenistic period. That is about 200 years before the Romans were here. So that is an example from one of the streets in Ephesus. If we visualize the city, there would be 3 rows of streets surrounding this spot, all right? And those streets had columns. So we call them colonnaded streets on 3 sides. And in the center was a big temple dedicated to Egyptian gods and goddesses, Isis, Serapis, Horus. And the temple was dedicated to Cleopatra in her visit in the 1st century, with the ruins and waiting to be reconstructed. You see all the pediments waiting classified here, and all belonging to the gymnasium and a big temple which was here called the Isis temple again. And we have some old sections, like one circular structure right there, my guess, representing the oldest tomb in Ephesus, 5th century BC, called the tumulus, burial chamber, wooden, and in layers, levels. They were buried as families with their belongings. So my guess, why is there one tomb there and nothing else around? Because this part was a cemetery when Alexander the Great came here. And they said, we don't want to move up to that part. And he said, yes, you will, because if you don't, you will get malaria and very big problems in the previous city. So he forced them to come here. So that part and onwards was the cemetery. This part was the city entrance. But the cemetery, the necropolis, hasn't been excavated yet. It is just partially excavated. So we see one part of it only. Now, we're going to be going through this gymnasium area, which will connect us to a temple and our health center and monuments. It's going to be an interesting.
Can you tell me when these were discovered?
In 1960s.
Oh, 1960s.
And since that time, we have the excavations and restoration carried on every single day here. And we are now focusing on the Roman city level mainly, from 2nd century AD.
And these ruins, you know, they have been restored.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, now we have a couple of buildings around here. I told you about the gymnasium school. The gymnasium school on the right-hand side also had some private areas we think to be like classes on the right-hand side that you just walk through. or walked by. And on our left is the gymnasium school. And this high section here, where we see some columns on the left, that section used to be a big temple dedicated to the Roman Emperor Domitian or Domitianus. And he was the one who declared himself as God in the 1st century AD. And he had a huge statue there, but it is broken into pieces.